Hey, pre-notification gang. Coming along great, Rip. Yep, quite a bit, Rip. Quite a bit. Thanks, Arisa Raven. Damn, rough. Yeah, I did shave, but the thing I usually use to shave was inoperable, so I ended up getting a very uneven shave. Damn, can't believe it's so noticeable. Did Lud already make a video about it?
Leaked.
Because it just got announced. Yeah, he did. That was very quick. I haven't seen the newest Chainsaw Man from today. Not yet. Auxiliary sub Mario and Sadie. And the Prime Jess. And the resub Morrissey. And the resub Wax and Tier 1 Sky. Yeah, no, I've got the Liver King stuff up. I haven't watched it yet. Won't watch it tonight, but I do want to talk about that a little bit and then see the Liver King's response tomorrow. Thanks for the gift subcats. And the resub Yalen. Oh, thank you for the 10 gift subs, Wax. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the gift sub, Steven. No, I didn't even know Khaled released actual shoes. Thanks for the resub Iced in the Prime Edgington and resub I and Burnt. And the resub Lurb. And the Bits Papa and resub Doctor and Tier 1 Honeybees. Hear about the stalker getting arrested? Which stalker? Thanks for resub Z. And Real Deal. And Big Bran and Tier 1 Rep and resub Rollid. Which stalker got arrested? Thanks the Prime Peen. And the resub Lily, Tiger, and Sublime, and Ghost, and Unstable. The one who talked to the cops. Oh shit! The musician stalker. I'm giving him such a generous bone there by calling him a musician, but yeah, he got arrested. I heard he got taken in on aggravated stalking charges at some point, but then I heard that was debunked. He's a Prime Shore in the resub. Chicken, Hugs, Snivy, and Tier 1 Reality in the resub. Slappy. In the resub. Andrew and Tier 1 Wuzzler. Not just Nintendo, it's also Panda the org. Yeah, I'm well aware. I'm waiting for everyone to trickle in so we can talk about it and go over everything. I was going to read the whole thing. It's about 8 pages. But if Lud already made a video on it, maybe I'll let him tell the story and I'll fill in some blanks because I know quite a bit about this on a deeper level for the most part, except for the Panda stuff. The Panda stuff was new to me, all of this. So I'll probably read this directly from the document, just so that way everyone's caught up on that. Thanks, Resub Stanley, Filthy, Gish, Stabby, Toothpick, and Tier 1 Beck. And the resub, Sweaty, Coffee, and Salty. And the Prime, Swami. And thanks to the resub, Andrew. We've got some big drama to go over, and this one is like actually pretty fucking sad. Thanks for resub, Phil, Monkey, and Binzo. This one's not just like silly internet beef or anything. This one's like this is a game changer. Well, I guess at least for a community, not like in general, but a community that I'm very passionate about. Thanks to resub, Dante, and Serial. Thanks to the gift sub, Jam. And the resub, Gentle. And the resub, Joey. And Prime, Megan. So who's at fault here? Nintendo and Panda. Not just Nintendo. Thanks to the resub, Humbucker. And Cookie. And thanks to the resub, Devin and Nino and Alshian. Alan, the CEO of Panda, is at fault. Yeah, but he is the head of Panda, thus Panda is at fault. His decisions influence the entire company. Now, of course, not everyone at Panda Cup is guilty of knowing about this and colluding with Alan or anything, but he is his company. He made those decisions. Thus, they were Panda decisions. Thanks to the gift sub, Chucky, and the resub, Kiri, Sparky, Meme, and resub MXL and Model. And the resub, Alex. Yeah, Panda's not just a Smash org, they're an entire FGC org. Exit tier 1 Shark. And the resub TJ. And the resub Balti. And Mosty. And the Prime Starfish. Yeah, no, EDP's back on TikTok. He's gone live like 3 times in a day already. He's a resub Aliquas, PC, or no, Tcon. And the Prime Viper. Who's more in the wrong, Panda or Nintendo? Panda, but Nintendo's also at fault, obviously. He's a resub Chaos. And resub Unreal. And thanks for the 5 gift subs, Jam. Yeah, I haven't gone over it yet. This is exactly why I haven't started yet, since this stream just started. I'll let everyone trickle in so that way I'm not like repeating the summary. There's the resub Rocket. And the resub Meme. I saw Team USA won today. I actually watched a little bit of that because Danny had it pulled up. That was pretty impressive. Thanks to the resub Lime, Laborin, Cheese, and the Prime Jose, and Bits Bob. Probably not Bob. Damn, was trying to avoid finding out who won until I could watch it. Oh, unlucky, I'm sorry. Where do you even watch reruns of it? They are cutthroat about that shit. How are you even watching reruns? Oh, just like on actual normal TV? Thanks to resub Sidanio and Squirrel and the resub Obsidian. I forgot there's people that actually just watch TV. I haven't turned on the TV to like a cable channel or anything in fucking 9 years. There's a bit shadow. Okay. I think it's probably been long enough. We can get into it. So, as most of you know, Moist Esports started in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with Cola. So it's obviously a community I'm super passionate about. And it's been a community that's been severely neglected and shit on by Nintendo for 20 years now. They've shown no support and they've actively gone out of the way to shut down tournaments. They don't actually contribute anything to the professional scene in any capacity whatsoever. They're very hands off and they really don't seem to like professional Smash Brothers and never have. But not too long ago, Panda, which is an FGC organization, they're not just in Smash, but they're mainly known for Smash, they announced that they're partnering with Nintendo for the first time ever. Nintendo is directly partnering with a organization to put on high-level Smash tournaments. Everyone was excited, everyone was celebrating like, holy shit, Nintendo's finally getting involved. It looks like they're finally going to support the professional Smash scene. This is amazing. I was one of those people. I thought that was super hype. I thought that was great for the scene. Fast forward to today. There is something called the Smash World Tour, which is a labor of love put on by the community, mainly VGBC, Video Game Boot Camp, and it's reaching its conclusion. The Smash World Tour is by far the biggest Smash tournament that has ever happened, like circuit-wise. So the Smash World Tour is what people have been competing for an entire year. It's about to wrap up, And right before Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving, VGBC gets a notice from Nintendo that they have to shut it all down. They get a cease and desist. A classic Nintendo maneuver. They basically invented cease and desist. They would cease and desist a fucking 4-year-old's birthday party if you had a Mario plushie there. They are ruthless. So at the very end, our players, for example, already had flights ready for Smash World Tour here. Like, everyone was fully in. Like, everyone thought it was still happening. Everyone on the organizer side also thought so as well, until the day before Thanksgiving, they said, nope, no siree. Because Nintendo refuses to allow, like, grassroots tournaments or anything like that. Yet, this came out from VGBC, where it is revealed that the Smash World Tour did have the nod from Nintendo. While they didn't officially license it or get behind it in official capacity, they were in direct communication the entire time with Smash World Tour. They were talking directly to Nintendo. They had their blessing, albeit not a fully licensed blessing, but they had their permission to run that while they also ran the Panda Cup, which is their official one in conjunction with Panda. And then out of nowhere, they got this. They got absolutely fucking slapped. They had to shut it down. So they made the announcement today that the Smash World Tour it's dead. And then they have this in here, which seems to be that it was a Panda decision, not so much a Nintendo decision to do this. While Nintendo is obviously at fault, this paints a picture of the head of Panda, his name's Alan, wanting kind of like a monopoly on Smash. Since now he works directly with Nintendo, it seems like he wanted to strong-arm himself to being the only official tournament, and all the other ones he was trying to scare and intimidate and threaten with shutdown. So I wanted to read this with all of you, because it's bad. It's a terrible look. This is a terrible look if all of this is true. And it seems like it is, because one of the BTS Beyond the Summit TOs, one of the head TOs, came out to confirm that what was said in here is accurate about Alan, Panda, the head of Panda, being an absolute supervillain here. So it's looking like there's a lot of evidence to point to this being like an honest explanation for how the Smash World Tour ended up going from being okay by Nintendo standards to being wiped on the fucking pavement, like actually curb stomped. So I just wanted to read this and then go over it a bit more. That's kind of like the cliff notes to speedrun the lore on how we got here. It's an absolute shame because the Smash World Tour is just, it was an incredible thing. Highest prize pool for the whole circuit, the biggest circuit ever done. It's international, so they had talent from all across the world competing, and it was finally going to wrap up in a massive, extremely fun way. And then all of this happened. Fucking tragedy. So here. Around the same time, Panda Cup began heavily recruiting events for their circuit. The CEO continued to tell organizers we would be getting shut down shortly, and also added that any events that participated in the Panda Cup would not be allowed to be on the Smash World Tour. This exclusivity surprised us not only because of our Nintendo conversations regarding coexisting, but also because we were not exclusive. And even back in January, we told organizers that they could be on both with zero issues from us. This is in reference to the Smash World Tour. Smash World Tour said that, hey, you can be part of our circuit and also be anywhere else you want to be. Totally fine. Very pro-community. Panda, not so much. At first, Panda targeted events that were not on the Smash World Tour, including those who did not join because of the aforementioned warnings. A few of those events had broadcast deals with popular tournament broadcasters like Beyond the Summit, and the CEO of Panda wanted broadcasting rights to be included as part of the deal of these events joining the Panda Cup. Most of the events refused to break their contracts, so Panda approached Beyond the Summit directly to try and get the rights released. BTS had very little motivation to give up the broadcasting rights for free, so they declined to get involved, causing the CEO of Panda to escalate things quickly, and we were told that he made a variety of threats to Beyond the Summit, including shutting down their entire Smash organization in 2023 if they didn't eventually join Panda Cup. After BTS held firm, the CEO of Panda warned that they would get Nintendo directly involved, putting broadcasting rights for all tournaments in jeopardy. So, this is the CEO of Panda, Alan, twirling his evil little mustache and his greed getting the best of him. So like Mr. Krabs with dollar signs in his eyes, he says, if you don't join us, we're going to get Big Daddy Nintendo, whom we're sucking the ass of, to shut you down. And that's exactly what's happened to the Smash World Tour. Now, this does call into question, will all grassroots big tournaments now face the wrath of Panda and Nintendo? Are they going to bully every single grassroots one, or only the ones they deem a threat, like Beyond the Summit or VGBC? That I have no idea on at the moment. Panda hasn't commented as of right now, but it's pretty fucking bad. Now, I think it's very important. Like I said, they weren't officially licensed with Nintendo, the Smash World Tour, but they did have like open communication where it was kind of like a wink wink, this is okay kind of thing. Like, we know about it, we're okay with it, go for it, we can coexist. But only one of them was officially licensed by Nintendo, and they never had a problem until it seemed like Alan had a problem. So, absolutely tragic for the community. Thanks to the resub Queen, Sunny, Sinjin, Superfat, CLM, underscore, Powers, Rickles, Ethan, Rainbow, Kyber, Sopo, Revenge, and Ado. No, like, there is a big fuck Nintendo thing here, because if they would just fucking support the community besides just going with, like, the Panda Mafia, this would have never been an issue. This would have legitimately never been an issue to begin with. But because they're so deeply in bed with Panda now, I guess Alan's whispering in their ear about, like, his competition that he's not happy with. At least that's how it reads. And he's made threats, which, again, have been confirmed over here, even outside of this document. This is a totally different organization. This is BTS that's confirming the same things that VGBC stated. So it seems like he just went on a bit of a rampage. Thanks to the resub Clutch, Eustace, Chillin, Arku, and Gaius. And Tier 1 Tomb and resub Pander. Now, I think there is also, I've seen this theory tossed around. I think there also is a reality where the CEO of Panda tried to puff out his chest and, flex on the community that now Nintendo's backing them, so trying to scare Beyond the Summit. But Nintendo never listened to him, didn't take him seriously, maybe viewed him as a clown. But he was so bad to work with that maybe Nintendo just got soured on the whole experience of being in the pro scene, that they're shutting everything down, and once they're done with the contract with Panda for their Panda Cup, maybe they never touch it again. I think that's also a very real possibility where Alan didn't influence their decision to shut everything down by telling them to. He influenced it by just being miserable to work with. So they were like, fuck this, we're just gonna shut everything down and go nuclear. I think that's also possible. So we're boycotting the Panda tournament? I personally am, yeah. Uh, One other thing that I just learned about from the subreddit, I think it was Leffen that brought it to light, and Moki also confirmed, when you got invited to the Panda Cup, you had to sign an exclusivity contract confirming that you will be going. That you absolutely will be going. So they made you sign a contract commitment. So like right now, Moki clearly doesn't want to go because of all of this. So we're trying to look at the contract and get that figured out on how to get out of it. Because clearly that's not something people want to do. But yeah, it's a pretty fucked up situation all around. Thanks for 5 gift subs, Jesse. And the resub Awesome and Pander and the bit Samboni. Hate to say it, but players should find a new game in esports org to stop supporting the Nintendo. Yeah, I've seen that take as well. It's not even a bad take. Like, it is so hard to defend Smash at the pro scene, at like pro level, when Nintendo can just freely do this and openly does it pretty often. And now you have like an inside man here at Panda, Alan, who is actively going against the community as well. Like, it's just a fucking mess. Does this mean Light is dropped? What? No, we're not dropping any of our players or anything. What? No. What this means is our players that were going to the Smash World Tour Championship are no longer, because it doesn't fucking exist now. Nintendo and Panda shut it down. Now, like I said, Panda still hasn't made a statement. Alan hasn't said anything. Maybe they have a different view of these events, but it's been confirmed by two very reputable sources. And I did have a call with VGBC, like everyone on board, as well as SmashCon, that also echoed these same things about Panda in particular and how this all happened with the Smash World Tour. So I did know this was coming at some point today. I just didn't know it was this bad. These are tier 1 Snafu and the resub Pargus, Trilizer, and Poison. And the resub Kimbuju. If the only tournaments are Panda and you're boycotting, how will you keep the Smash players signed? Well, it's not just me, man. No one wants, like, assuming all this is true, which again, there's a lot of evidence to point to it being accurate, no one's going to want to compete for Panda. And like I said, since we still don't know if this means they're going to shut down all grassroots competition, it seems unlikely they would. There'll still be other tournaments, but there's not another tournament with the same level of competition that the Smash World Tour offered. So it's still a huge blow regardless. And since everyone already had their flights and everything booked, it's a massive fucking financial burden as well for players. Of course, Moist Esports paid for all that, so luckily that doesn't affect our players personally, but not every player in Smash is signed. In fact, most of them aren't. So they probably just lost a ton of money booking all of this and now having to cancel. This is the resub BME. So you just lost a ton of money. Yeah, well, that's esports in a nutshell. Like, that is what it is. I'm just more upset about our players not being able to compete at Smash World Tour. I don't feel we know the truth yet. Like I said, we still need to hear from Panda and Alan in particular, since it seems like it's mainly Alan. We still need to hear from them. I just don't see a world where somehow every other major org had the same experience here, with Alan in particular. I don't see how that could somehow be like a smear campaign, a lie. Like, none of that really checks out, especially because there was direct communication with Nintendo the entirety of the Smash World Tour until all of a sudden they decided to cancel it out of the blue, or cease and desist it out of the blue. Now, I am curious to see what Ludwig has to say about it. I did see from, like, Aiden, I saw from a lot of members of the community talking about it on a deeper level. I'd like to see Ludwig talk about it a bit, but that's the whole situation in a nutshell. Let's see the mogul mail.
Community talks about Super Smash Bros. It's for one of three reasons: someone smells bad, someone's creepy, or something happened with Nintendo. And shocker, one of those things happened today. A huge bombshell
What an
was dropped
intro
on us by Nintendo that might mean the end of the Smash scene as we know it. Think I'm being dramatic? You might want to keep listening.
Like I said, that's still uncertain, but it's not impossible. There is still no telling if all of grassroots organizations will be shut down by Nintendo going forward because of this whole Panda thing or not. We don't know. But it is possible. It is very possible.
So today, it was announced that the night before Thanksgiving, Nintendo decided to cancel the Smash World Tour, the biggest Smash event of the year. Not just of the year, by the way, but of all time in terms of prize pool. $250,000 for Melee and $250,000 for Ultimate in prizing. That's a $500,000 tournament. It's huge. And that
the volume is maxed. What do you mean? I mean, is my headset low or something? Like,
2 weeks. the same weekend as my chess boxing event, which is December 11th. It's not about that, but just remember that fact. Anyway, it was canceled. Why was it canceled? Well, we'll get into that. It's a little more nefarious than you would think, but first we need to talk about the people who organized the Smash World Tour, VG Bootcamp. Now, you might know them because you've seen some of their events, or because you've seen Gimmer, who is famously bald, or because you've seen a video about 10 people getting really upset about the Ice Climbers, which I uploaded, and it's one of my most viewed videos.
A classic video to be sure, but he's also neglecting to mention where you've also probably seen it with the Salty Smash moments. Salty Smash moments have like fucking 60 entries now, and they're all golden. I still think Smash Rage is some of the best in all of gaming. It's so huge. It's such a massive explosion, and it's always enjoyable. So not just the Ice Climber moments. Salty Smash moments in general, I think most people know.
And I stole all the footage from VG Bootcamp, so thank
Thanks
you
for your sub,
to
Unknown
them.
Fernando,
I appreciate you guys paying a
Tree,
semester of my college
Hasby,
tuition.
and Nick, and Parker.
But they had a great idea. Now, the way Smash events usually work is it's a grassroots event. Someone in their college or their region wants to make an event, so they do, and people come to that event. And maybe it grows, and so year after year it turns from a regional to a national to a worldwide phenomenon. That's normally how events go, but it's all disconnected. It's thankless jobs, and nobody really makes that much money out the end of it. It's all from passion. VG Bootcamp had an idea.
That could change if Nintendo ever actually got involved with the tournaments, but they never have in 20 years of professional Smash Brothers playing, and probably never will after yet another disaster of them trying to get involved but choosing a bad partner with Panda.
We could run a connected circuit, a World Cup of sorts, where throughout the entire year, events will earn you points, and points will get you an invite to the final event, which is worth $250,000, and you can be the world champion of Melee or Ultimate. At least that's the idea on the surface. And it worked really well. It happened this entire past year. There was a ton of events that were part of it, including an event I streamed on my channel, Phantom, and many, many others.
Thanks for some Jazzy and Nate and Pyro and Dinge.
That was the idea before it got canceled. Not a bad idea. Now, coincidentally, the month after the Smash World Tour was announced, there was another Circuit World Tour that was also announced.
Panda Cup.
The Panda Cup. Now, this was created by Panda Global, who you guys might know as an esports team that is mainly rooted in Smash and fighting games as a whole. These are some of their players. These are some of their fighting game players. These are some of their influencers. And they got someone for chess. And that's Panda. Panda is run by
I didn't know that. That's
Dr.
cool.
Allen. This is going to be important because he has done some things that I find to be a bit nefarious. Now, Allen has been running Panda and also wanted this.
Real quick, let's double check to see if Alan has said anything. Since, again, he is the one that's kind of named and shamed in the document. Let's see if he's come out with his side of the story, or if that's going to be a little bit longer in the oven, cooking that up. Still nothing. His most recent one is Peach being a baller was my favorite. Talking about the Nintendo Direct Mario trailer. Any minute now, though, he might drop some heat.
This utopian idea of a connected event, a circuit that would include everybody and would create a grand champion at the end.
Oh, I love the
would
Pokemon
argue
is Evil
it's
video.
It's not a bad thing for a community to have 2 World Cups, World Tours, whatever you want to call them. It's just more Smash to watch, more Smash to enjoy. Now, this event, again, was announced a little bit after the Smash World Tour, but it hasn't been canceled. It has no plans to be canceled. Why? Well, their event is officially licensed by Nintendo.
First time ever,
now,
by the way.
on the surface, you might just think to yourself, well, okay, Nintendo licensed this one, but didn't license this one. It's Nintendo back at it again. They just don't understand the community, and they decided to go with one event, even though they should have gone with both. Now, it's not a shocker that Nintendo would cancel an event. It's happened many times in the past, usually to large public outcry that sometimes overturns their decision. But this is not as simple as...
Wait, when has that ever happened? When they canceled Big House, there was a massive uproar, and I don't think they ever overturned that, did they? Wait, when has Nintendo ever overturned their decision in the history? Evo 2013 is the last time they overturned their decision. Almost 10 years ago? Holy shit. I'm just surprised it's ever happened even once. That is surprising. I did not remember that. Jesus Christ. Is the resub Handbone, Chronic, and Exasperated. and Robo.
Is let's just tweet out hashtag Save Smash and pray that somebody at Nintendo catches up on this and then reverses the decision. There's, again, things that are a little seedier at play here. So this event was submitted, the Smash World Tour, April 9th for review to be licensed by Nintendo. Because the way that running tournaments work is that the people who created the IP, the publisher, the developer,
usually have to sign off on
the
it.
rights
Yeah.
to broadcasting that game. So it's happened in the past where maybe people stream God of War a bit too early in Australia and they get banned. Well, they can do that. They own the IP. They decide who gets to broadcast that. The same thing happens with tournaments. If they don't want you to run a tournament, they can say no. And the way it's worked for 20 years is that we have kind of just run tournaments and done our own thing and got no help from Nintendo. And Nintendo makes games and movies with Chris Pratt and does their own thing, and we don't mix. We don't.
That's not true. They mix sometimes, but always negatively. They will usually just step in and say, "Don't do that. We're shutting you down right before it starts." Like, instead of shutting something down at the inception of it, they wait till it's about to happen. It seems so mean, like almost done on purpose. Like, they will wait for like the week before the event is supposed to happen, be like, "Actually, we changed our mind. You guys can suck our fucking nuts on it. Shut it down." No, really, shut it down.
You don't approve our tournaments. You don't deny our tournaments. We just do our thing. You do your thing. But recently, Nintendo has been getting into the habit of approving events, licensing events, like the Panda Cup. Now, people were a little nervous about that because they thought, well, okay, maybe this is a bad thing because if they're licensing events, what will happen to the events that aren't licensed? Are those events going to suddenly get canceled? No, we thought back in the day when we were young and naive.
True.
But it
I
turns
am
out
guilty
the
of that
answer
as well.
might
I really
just
thought
be
so.
yes. Any event that's not licensed by Nintendo might just get outright canceled. And the licensing process, according to this Medium post by the leaders of VG Bootcamp, the leaders of the Smash World Tour, seems nightmarish. Now, they had gotten in conversations with Nintendo as early as January of 2022 to approve their event for December that same year and for their entire Smash World Tour.
These are tier
their
one.
entire circuit.
Hallows Eve.
They sent
and
the
Recep
proposal on April 9th. Again, they did not hear back on that proposal until 7.5 months later, the night before Thanksgiving, right? And so what was happening in the meantime? Why were they taking so long to reply when they were able to so quickly approve the Panda Cup? Well, apparently what was happening is Alan, the CEO and co-founder of Panda, was going around to different tournaments that were meant to be a part of the circuit, different regional organizers, and saying, hey, just so you guys know, you guys are organizing an event, and it's supposed to be part of the Smash World Tour. I would not personally do that because that event is going to get shut down, and they're not going to come back in 2020.
God, such a rat. Such a fucking rat.
Which is kind of a weird thing to do. But how would Alan have this information when the leaders of VG Bootcamp were literally talking to Nintendo execs directly? And those Nintendo directs or execs reminded them that Nintendo is not shutting down anything unless it infringes on IP with game mods. And that
for those that are unaware, that was the main reason they shut down Big House, because it's Slippy. Slippy is a mod on an emulator, and they were very upset about that. It's to play Melee on an emulator, so that way it's like actual great netcode with rollback. Nintendo wasn't having it, so they shut it down and blamed game mods. But in this case, it's just playing the actual fucking game. It's just like actually playing the base fucking game, normally all above board, by the numbers, by the books. So they couldn't fall back on that, and they're just straight shutting it down because looks like Alan doesn't want competition and wants a monopoly on tournament hosting.
Panda CEO does not represent Nintendo, and that Panda's license is not exclusive, so we can have multiple circuits at once, and that Nintendo's goal is not to gatekeep or trap the community, and that the license guidelines would be accessible and clear. They seemed to be very, very forthcoming, in almost in a shocking move. Easy to work with. What a phrase. Nintendo, easy to work with. It was a surprise, but it was a huge confidence boost. So they decided to go ahead with their event, even though Alan was doing these kind of weird things. Now, the way it was meant to work is that, again, you would pull from these grassroots events, and those would grant points to people who went to them, and the more points you get, the higher chance you have of getting invited to the final event at the end of the year. That's how both circuits work. Now, the Smash World Tour said, hey, any event can be considered a Smash World Tour circuit event, and you can earn points at it. We don't care if it's also a Panda Cup event. The Panda Cup originally was like, you know what? We want all of our events to be exclusive. We want to make sure that every event that's part of the Panda Cup is not a part of the Smash World Tour. And so Alan, the CEO, was going around to event organizers and guaranteeing them that the Smash World Tour one is going to fail, and that it would be a mistake not to go with the people licensed by Nintendo. Some implications there that if they weren't to go with Panda, that maybe their event would even get shut down. Now, this didn't end up working because many events declined Panda because there's really a lot of community and trust that's built over decades. So people stayed with VG Bootcamp. So Panda had no choice but to double dip and change their rules. And they'd say, you know what? If it's part of the Smash World Tour, it can also be a part of ours. Okay. Now, this all on the surface seems
the benevolent Alan
fine.
striking yet
A little
again.
bit dog of Alan
What a
to
saint.
go behind people's back like this. But here's where it gets, in my opinion, fucking terrible.
Yep, this is
Now,
what I was
one of
talking
the
about.
largest streamers of Smash events is Beyond the Summit. These guys stream Smash Summit. They stream dozens and dozens of other tournaments. And Panda saw that they had rights to stream those events. The CEO of Panda also wanted broadcasting rights as a part of the deal for events on the Panda Cup. So basically, not only would the event be on the Panda Cup, we also want to be able to broadcast it in some fashion. Beyond the Summit owns the broadcasting rights because they give the ad revenue back. They have a deal with the people who they work with. They end up giving them a better cut than if you were to stream it by yourself, as well as getting more viewership. And Beyond the Summit was like, well, hey, we're not going to give you the broadcast rights for free. So, no.
I should have mentioned this. So when I do the watch parties for Summit or anything Beyond the Summit related, like would have been main stage tomorrow, but or not tomorrow, this weekend, but I won't be around for that, unfortunately. Like I pay for it. Now, I am an individual, and this is a company. The price, even for an individual, isn't that bad. Like, it was very manageable. That I know for a fact a company like Panda could have just paid for the rebroadcasting rights. Like, they didn't need to do anything special. Like, it seems like they would have been open to it, Beyond the Summit, that is, like, giving them rights if they had paid for the rights too. Like, it seemed like it was just a matter of them not wanting to and wanting it for free. It makes no fucking sense. But I guess Panda could be struggling. I don't know. It's smart in a malicious manner. Not really, because this all blew up in his face. I don't know how he thought this would somehow fly under the radar. He's just greedy and short-sighted. Spargo said on Twitter he's boycotting Panda. Yeah, I saw. Pretty sure they wanted to broadcast it all themselves, not just restream. No. It seems like they wanted the rights in addition to, so that way Panda could also broadcast it as well. It doesn't seem like they wanted the exclusivity of broadcasting Beyond the Summit content, unless I'm misunderstanding the situation. It seemed like they just wanted to also be able to broadcast it. Thanks for the resub, Grand. Panda players are all coming out as blindsided. Well, obviously the players had no fucking say-so. They didn't know Alan was going rogue behind the scenes like some kind of espionage agent trying to sabotage the community from the inside. Like, how the fuck would any of the players know that? Clearly, all the players are on the community's side. They didn't have any hand in Alan making these outrageously stupid decisions here. Thanks, Resub Dank. Alan tweeted. It's below his pinned tweet. I still have his account up. He has not tweeted. Why am I getting lied to? His tweet is Peach being a baller. It's my favorite part. That's not a tweet talking about this. That's him talking about the Mario movie.
going to give you that. The CEO of Panda escalated things and made a variety of threats to be on the summit, including threatening to shut down their entire Smash operation in 2023 if they did not join the Panda Cup. Beyond the Summit held firm. They said, fuck that shit. The CEO of Panda warned them.
Great move from Beyond the
Nintendo
Summit.
Involved. My dad works at Nintendo, says Alan. He will seriously mess your shit up if you don't work with us. You have to be my friend. Beyond the Summit holds strong. Now, I have full confidence that the words of Beyond the Summit are true, because I've worked with this team to make projects like Mogul Money or even Juiced. And just today, one of the co-founders of BTS tweeted out, Alan spent several months running a protection racket, telling TOs, including Beyond the Summit, it'd be a shame if your event got shut down for being unlicensed, in an effort to scare them into signing on to the Cup. Not just signing on to the Cup, but signing on exclusively and also giving broadcast rights. Now, this was basically all shoved out of the way.
No, BTS stands for Beyond the Summit,
Alan, you're
not
being nuts.
K-pop.
Stop threatening that. None of this is actually going to happen. We care about our community, not just about making your event better. And that all seemed fine and dandy. Until, of course, they decided the night before Thanksgiving to cancel the Smash World Tour. And the cancellation to me is crazy, because there was radio silence between Nintendo and VG Boot Camp for months, until they finally hit them up and said, hey, this is the end. You guys will not be sanctioned. As a last-ditch effort, I'm just going to read this here. They asked if they could continue to run the championship and the tour next year without a license and shift the focus to doing a professional thing in 2024. Because in the past, for the past 20 years, the way it's worked is, again, Nintendo stays in their own lane, we stay in our own lane. You don't approve events, you don't deny events, but we are able to coexist. And the person at Nintendo directly told them those times are over.
Yep. A
There
bold
is no
statement.
longer a way to run Smash events unless they are licensed by Nintendo directly.
It's not 100% confirmed. Like I said, that's not like put in the books. It's not etched in the tablets of time yet. It seems like that might be the future, but VGBC, as well as like SmashCon, do feel optimistic that grassroots tournaments will still exist, and this is more just an Alan thing that forced Nintendo's hand. Like, he pushed them to it. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Either way, though, fat fucking L for Panda. And Nintendo, obviously. But Ludwig hasn't mentioned it yet. I mentioned it. I'll mention it again. It's not like Smash World Tour was doing this without Nintendo knowing. Like, this was even beyond the normal understanding of, we'll do this and look the other way. Nintendo was aware this was happening and gave them, like, the okay that your Smash World Tour can coexist with our Panda Cup. They knew about it, and they were okay with it for this entire duration until the very end here. You think Nintendo will say something? Absolutely fucking not, but Panda will have to. Panda will say something. Nintendo will never once address this in the entire history of the fucking company's career or lifetime. They never do, never will, but Panda's going to absolutely have to. Panda is an FGC-based organization that is such a tight-knit community. Even if you don't play Smash, all of their Panda players are going to be questioning if staying with them is the right move for optics, because the FGC is just so intertwined with each other. So Panda's going to have to. Nintendo never will. I am very curious to see what Panda says. There is some Wolfpack, Cowboy, Vanilla, Bin, Choco, Quack, and the Prime Blue. Be surprised. You might be surprised. They just might if it's this big. I just don't think so. I don't see any world where Nintendo addresses something like this. Nintendo addresses an impersonation account that tweeted out a picture of Mario giving them the finger. But they won't address, like, actual things like this. Did they ever say anything about the Big House uproar? Because that was a big one. That had a whole lot of community pushback, a whole lot of community outrage. I don't think they ever said anything. I guess maybe this could be different since they're directly involved with Panda Cup. I could possibly see it. But even then, I just doubt it. I just really doubt it. This is the resub overflow. The resub Fabiv. I really feel bad for all the Panda staff, players, and casters caught up with this and no communication. Of course, you have to. The community seems to understand that the players and Alan are two very distinct, different camps within Panda, as well as like staff and casters. Like those are so far removed from what Alan was doing with his fucking mob protection racket of you should join because, well, you might get shut down if you're unlicensed. You know, just might be a little weird out there. Might be sleeping with the fishes if you're not in Panda Cup. Like that is a exclusively Alan thing. Thanks for resub, Spooky.
We are not talking about an event this time that has mods being used, like what happened with the Big House about a year ago. We are not talking about an event that has anything nefarious attached to it. We are just talking about a plain old Smash event that got canceled, in part, it seems, because someone at Panda, aka Alan, was strong-arming a connection he had Nintendo to shut down any event that was not his own. It's almost like a video game villain who wants to tear down the world so he can rebuild it for his own because he sees this utopia where we have this beautiful circuit, the Panda Cup, the final one true say where everyone will go to compete. And then
for what it's worth, the idea of having one true circuit in and of itself isn't a bad thing. If it's backed by Nintendo, that's not a bad thing. What's bad is the fact that he is actively going out and intimidating all the grassroots ones and actually like shutting them down. That's the problem. Like having a fully sanctioned, like authentic circuit is a cool thing. Like the one true Nintendo backed cup that means the most. That's a cool thing. But you don't need to go and just start like fucking beef stewing all of the grassroots ones that built the community in the first place.
At the end of the year have the true Super Bowl and no one else can compete with him. But the way he's doing it is by shutting down everybody else along the way, which to me is insane. Now, Alan has not yet replied and spoken out about this. He's receiving a lot of trash on Twitter. Look, I always say this, but don't feel a need to join in on that. You can wait to see what Alan says first.
I am very curious to see what he
saw the Doom
says.
Situation. It's never good to jump the gun on attacking people online. But for the info and the receipts and the people who I trust who have spoken out so far, this is fucking huge news and devastating news for the Smash scene as a whole. What does it mean for me? Am I going to be able to run a Smash event in the future? Every single Smash...
Should this be the case where the times are truly behind us, where Nintendo will not allow grassroots to happen, yeah, Lud would never be able to run another, like, Lud Invitational, which is a fucking shame, because that was a great event. That would be the future of it. You might have locals. I think locals would still exist, but anything with viewership, Nintendo would probably shut down. If this all plays out how it was potentially written. I don't know if they meant to make it seem so doom and gloom with those times are now behind us, the Nintendo rep said. Because maybe that rep doesn't speak for like the actual future like direction of the company, but it is very, very possible.
Event I have run has...
If Smash does that, I think the Smash esports scene goes away. Yeah. I think it would absolutely vanish. I don't see how it would survive. If all the grassroots majors and everything get shut down and only Panda Cup is left, no one's going to want to watch it because of this, and none of the players are going to want to play in it because of this. Like, it really would probably ruin the whole scene. Thanks to the bits, Samboni. Does that just hand the player base to Multiversus? I don't know where they'd go. There's nothing direct, like a direct successor or anything to Smash. There's other games that are similar, like you have Multiversus, you have Brawlhalla, Rivals of Aether, but none of those are like Smash. They're not one-to-one. I don't know where they'd go.
Has not been sanctioned by Nintendo. I have just run it. As a guy who has a lot of money because he got really successful in Lucky Streaming, I just sometimes say, I want to run Smash event now, and then do it. That's what I do. Am I going to no longer be able to do that because Alan wants his universe where everyone has to be sanctioned by Nintendo and part of the Panda Cup at the same time? If that's the case, how am I supposed to achieve my dream of running the biggest Smash event ever? How am I supposed to even run another one of those invitationals again? I might be someone who's down to take the risk because the money lost, you know, the tens of thousands in marketing or employees' times is something that I can bear to lose. But the tournament organizers, absolutely not.
Yeah,
It's not
no
a
shot.
shocker, I assume, for you guys to hear that the people who are running the Smash events aren't exactly rich. In fact, the only way to get rich is to leave the Smash scene. Something I've always known.
That is so
So
fucking
there's been
true.
a few people who have spoken out.
Yeah, that is so. In esports, it is well known amongst most of the orgs that going into the FGC is just like financial hemorrhaging. You don't make any returns in the FGC for the most part, save for some like very rare cases of like actual superstars that become like a bit transcendent of the FGC. But as a whole, that is a community of pros that don't actually make the orgs any money. So when you see an org in there, I always have respect because it's like, okay, they're there because someone in that pipeline likes that game, likes that community, likes that space. Because they're not making shit off it. They're not making anything off it. Thanks the resub Slam and Clef. FGC means fighting game community, yeah. Fighting game community is FGC.
Out on Twitter a few of the best players in the world. I don't know about y'all, but if everything said about Panda is true, I'm done supporting them in any form. Unbelievable how many hundreds of people will be affected by this, most likely skipping Panda Cup. Fizzy tweeted out, our best resource as a community, in my opinion, is to boycott any Panda Cup event. Additionally, any event associated with Nintendo. There's a little bit of a differing opinion from Leffen, whose opinion I trust when he's not talking about how much Jigglypuff likes to fly around. I think it's very important to prioritize making Nintendo change their minds on shutting down the Smash World Tour. And that's something I emphatically agree on.
I also agree.
If there's one thing
I just don't know how.
this, sure, fine. Boycott Panda, right. Alan might be a piece, okay. But we need to be able to run events without the approval of Nintendo. Or at least have an easier process to get approval from Nintendo. If you apply for approval in April and you don't hear back until November, that's a problem. That's a problem. I'll tell you what, my events usually are turned around in about 6 weeks, so it wouldn't even work 3 times, 4 times over. We definitely need Nintendo to at least let us stay in our lane. Let us do our thing. Let us create the events that the grassroots creators have been creating for 2 decades now. The Smash scene that hasn't died since 2001. Anyway, that's where we end now. Look, it never hurts to tweet out about this, to get some trends going, to at least try to get in the ear of somebody at Nintendo. I don't know if it's true, but it was rumored that in 2013, when EVO, one of the largest fighting game tournaments of the year,
he is mentioning it, nice,
announced that Melee would be a part of it, and Nintendo shut that down, the entire outpour of love from the Smash community and the outcry for bringing it back to the event was seen by the wife of one of the execs who work at Nintendo. I don't know if this is true, but it's a rumor.
That is such a
That
cool
was enough
anime
to
story.
reverse the decision. So maybe that's enough right now. Making a loud enough voice that somebody at Nintendo with enough power hears to reverse a decision that, as far as I see, might spell the end of Smash if it's not through the all-powerful hands of Alan and Panda.
I am curious though. Where do you make that hoopla? In 2013, Twitter wasn't nearly as big. So where did that outrage reach? How did Nintendo see it? Because they don't really see Twitter or anything. They ignore like everything on Twitter. A great example of that is Pokemon Scarlet Violet. All of the bugs, glitches, and everything. Nintendo has never publicly acknowledged how broken that game is, like in the state that it's in, like with the performance problems and everything. But they are issuing refunds because they know it, but they're not addressing it. So where do you get their attention to make them actually address it? Does it have to be Twitter, or do they have like something else? I really don't know. And in 2013, I don't think it was Twitter. It had to be like Facebook or something. It had to have just gone like crazy on Facebook. Got to be actual news outlets. Yeah, but I don't think especially not in 2013. I highly doubt fucking New York Times or Wall Street Journal was writing about Smash Brothers at Evo. So I don't think it was actual news outlets. It was a breast cancer charity, and we donated 100K in total. So was it the amount of money the Smash community was able to raise to get like the attention of Nintendo? Is that what it was? Not so much the like outrage, just more so here's how passionate we are, and here's what we're doing to show it that got their attention. You talk like 2013 was the Stone Ages. It was super different. Like it really was. 2013 internet was a completely different landscape than what it currently is, and it's not even close. Thanks to the resub, Kate and Orpheus and Funyun. Okay, so it really was just like the raising for the fundraiser that got their attention. Hmm. Yeah, that's not exactly like a repeatable thing then. Because, like I said, I don't feel Nintendo actually looks at anything that's on Twitter or anything about their brand anywhere. Like, I don't know how you'd even get their attention. You'd need Alan. You need Alan to have a change of heart and be like, guys, I fucked up. Hey, this is on me. This was a stupid decision. I fucked up. Can you please let Smash World Tour happen again? This was fucking dumb, and I may have just sank my whole company. Just toss me a goddamn bone, please. Like, you'd need someone on like the actual inside of Nintendo here to try and like lobby for it, because I just don't think Twitter is the play against Nintendo to get them to see things. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will see it, but I just don't know. I've lost confidence that they actually see feedback. Thanks to the resub, Oipa, Alvarado, and Tank. Need the Phantom Thieves, bro. True. Yeah. We gotta get the Phantom Thieves out here.
And it's definitely worth noting that a lot of the people at Panda, in fact, most of the people you would know at Panda, are not at fault for this. You can't blame a player.
Yep.
You can't blame a social media
True.
guy, an intern, for what the actions of the CEO are. I blame the CEO and the CEO alone. Again, I await to see what he says about it, but as of now, this is fucked, and I hope we're able to save Smash. That's all, boys.
Me as well.
Drama. Hope it gets resolved. I'll keep you updated. See you later.
Without Smash, there would be no Moist Esports. Full stop. It is a community I'm very passionate about, so I also hope we can salvage this situation. Hey, Gimmer. Thanks to the Prime Mark. What about Rocket League? No, I'm saying like if Smash didn't exist, like the Smash Pro scene didn't exist as the grassroots organizations it's always been, there would have been no Moist Esports. I'm not saying like if this all goes through, I'm shutting down Moist Esports. I'm saying it wouldn't exist had this decision been made like 2 years ago. Thanks to Prime Vasu and the resub Tanuki. I don't even know what that's in reference to, Miracle. Nice. Yeah, fucking awful situation though, man. I really, really hope there's some kind of positive conclusion to this. I just don't even know what that would look like here because I have no faith in Nintendo themselves. I don't know Alan well enough to know if he'll do anything positive here. I really can't imagine what he'll say, but I very much would like to see the Panda side come forward with this situation. Thanks for your sub, Scarcore. It's insane that people just want to play the game. I know. I don't get the war that Nintendo wages on grassroots orgs. Like, you don't make money in the Smash scene. They're not even profiting off your IP. They're doing it because they love the fucking game. The whole pro space is net loss across the board, except for like your top tier pro players who make like a big salary or have like external brand deals. But like they're not like these tournaments aren't like stealing your IP and profiting from your fucking tournaments they run. They just lose money on it. It's just such a weird war, and it gets people talking about like Smash Ultimate, like that they still sell Smash Ultimate for $60. I just got it for Tiana for Black Friday, and the deal that they were doing for Black Friday on Smash Ultimate was $9 off, so $51. Like they're still selling it at almost full price, and having these tournaments puts it in people's minds and like, oh fuck, like this is cool. Melee is 20 years old now. Like there's just no reason they should even be bothering to like try and enforce that because it's a 20-year-old game. Just let people play it how they want. It's not like Nintendo's making tons of money off fucking Smash Melee. Makes no sense. And Ultimate, like it's only good for them. They are not making money from running these fucking tournaments off the back of your IP. It is just so weird. So weird. Thanks to Prime Frame, Cold J and the resub, Kazama, Schulze, and Spoolin. Thanks to the resub, Wicked. And the Prime, Poe. People really I see, again, I think this is a fine take. It's just people underestimate how difficult it is. People saying go to a different game or make another Smash, a better Smash. I just don't think you guys realize how expensive that is. Smash is not an easy game to make. Not at all. It's also a very, very expensive game. Take, for example, the Bikini Bottom fighting game. Oh my god. Nickelodeon Brawl Stars? Nickelodeon All-Star? What the fuck? I already forgot. But look at that game. That game was heavily inspired to try and be a Smash... Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. Thank you. That game was heavily inspired by Smash, obviously, wanting to be like a modern Melee game. And look at how obvious it was that that was a cheaper game. No, I'm not throwing shade at the game because I did enjoy it, but it wasn't nearly as polished, it wasn't nearly as refined, it didn't have nearly the amount of depth and mechanics that even Smash Melee had 20 years ago. Like, that is just a hard game to make. Even more so for Ultimate. Like, it's just not easy. It is so hard to make something like that. Multiversus is good, but even still, I think Smash Ultimate is still a much more refined and polished game than Multiversus. And Multiversus is also a very expensive game, by the way. Multiversus cost Warner Bros. Tons to make. Tons and tons to make. And it's still not quite to the Smash level of polish. Thanks to Tier 1 Murky and the resub Mountain Dew Inspector and Fragile. Do you think Coney has anything to do with this? I wouldn't be surprised if Coney was behind the whole thing. As the puppet master controlling Alan. I'm just saying. It's possible. This could be all Coney's doing. Nintendo doesn't like adults playing their games. I know, isn't that crazy? I don't even know if it's necessarily adults playing their games. They just don't like their games to be competitive. Like, that's not a secret. They openly say they don't really like that their games are competitive. They just want to be fun party games, which they are, but they also do have a layer of depth that makes them fun competitively. Like, I don't know why you can't just have your cake and eat it too. Things at Prime random. They could do so much more with Smash as well, but they just don't. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. They have dropped support for Ultimate, no more patches, but like overall, I think they introduced a lot of characters at a pretty decent cadence. They definitely could have done more with like tournaments and stuff, obviously, and making fun events around it, but that's just not how they operate and never have. This is Prime Harvest. And they could have absolutely improved their goddamn Nintendo Online. Jesus Christ, it's so fucking bad. Thanks, Resub Cypher. What are your thoughts on a Sony All-Stars Smash style game? They tried that, it just wasn't very good. I didn't like it. Actually, I don't even remember it that much, but I must have dropped it pretty quick because I, again, don't really even remember it that much. Aren't they making another one, though? I heard rumors about that not long ago. Are they trying to do, like, another big party fighter? No, I didn't hear about that. Terrible. Thanks to the gift sub, Deus Ex and the resub hero. And the resub wonders. No, I didn't watch Walking Dead. I dropped that after like season 5. Are you excited for Riot's fighting game? Yeah, Project L. I am excited for that. There's the Bits Blend and the resub Penguin. Is that Tiana singing? No, she's watching something on TV. Tiana's a good singer though, but that's not her singing. I don't know what she's watching. Why is it called Project L? Huh? Oh, she's watching the Noel Diary. Is the resub Chocobo? When are you going to restock the Happy Coat? We didn't plan on restocking it at all, but a lot of you guys really seem to like it, so might restock it for Christmas. Is the resub Sublife? I did not watch the new Mario movie trailer. I wasn't in the best headspace to watch some Nintendo shit after learning about all of this. The Pokemon Company has a fantastic tournament scene. I heard they actually do a good job of supporting their pro scene, but I don't really watch competitive Pokemon, so I'm not super familiar. Am I going to play Final Fantasy Crisis Core Reunion? Is that the Final Fantasy Crisis Core remake? Because if so, yeah, I'll probably play it. Thanks the resub Knifin. You gonna moist meter Wednesday? Probably not. When's God Slap 2 coming out? December 7th. So just a little over a week. We're going to talk about the Liver King and more plates, more dates. So, yeah, the timing on this was wild. We're not going to go over this tonight because I still want to play World of Warcraft with Matt and Danny, so I'm going to hop on in just a little bit. I'm really going to give World of Warcraft another like shake. Like I'm going to really try again because Dragonflight looks pretty hype. But tomorrow we're going to go over this a little more because I'm sure the Liver King will respond by then anyway. The timing on this is wild. The day before this dropped, I was talking about the Liver King being on steroids and maybe having ab implants and going down that conspiracy. The next day, his trainer or something had emails that he leaked with the Liver King confirming that he cycles 12K worth of HGH shit every month. The timing couldn't have been better. Thanks the Prime. So I'm very excited to watch this video. This is going to be something I obviously watch on my own, but I'll talk about it on stream once I'm more brought up on exactly what the Liver King's doing and everything. But he's clearly a fraud. Eating raw testicles clearly wasn't what was getting him his gains. It was all of the HGH and crazy megadoses that well, it looks like megadoses based on the first glance I saw reading through the emails. That's mainly what was giving him that unhuman, godly aesthetic, not the raw testicles. That primal shit, man. Unlucky. I can't believe it. He's a hard worker, though. Oh, like I said, even talking about it the other night, like just cycling all of those steroids, the HGH and all that, it doesn't get you big from doing nothing. You still have to put work in. But he tells an entire program about ancestral living and being primal. Eating raw meat, raw liver, raw testicles. The testicles thing is a real thing. He eats raw testicles, he claims, and has shown. And he's saying, like, that's what gets him big. And he keeps and has always maintained that he's, like, natty. Defends it tooth and nail. Because if it comes out that he's not actually jacked because of the raw meat and shit, his whole program is fucking worthless. So he's just a fraud. Thanks the resub Fire Cow. The bits Jay. Hey Jay. I know, unfortunate. Thanks the resub Wes. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Wes. Liver King 15K monthly cycle exposed. I heard it was 12K. The emails I read tallied up to about 12K total of HGH and other types of steroids. Either way, though, like that's where his gains are coming from. Clearly. He's a phony, yeah. He's a phony. And I will still maintain his abs are at least etched. There is no human being that can have abs like the Liver King. They may not be full implants. More Plates, More Dates convinced me that they're probably not full implants, but I still maintain that those are most likely etched because they do not change their shape, definition, or depth when he is sitting down. That's impossible. No, like they look the same while sitting down. Does More Plates, More Dates show that clip here? Well, it's any clip of him sitting down. This one's not great because his hand's blocking a lot of it, but you can still see them popping out in crazy depth on it. Oh, here's another one. Sitting down, still fucking exploding. Oh, God. Like, look at that. Look at that. No one's abs fucking do that while sitting down. They are, at the very least, etched. The biggest offender, though, was when he went on the Nelk podcast and was sitting down. Does he have a clip from that? He does not. But like, it looks like he's actually just sitting on a grill. Like, it looks like his pecs are on top of like a grill top. It's so silly. It's so silly. That has to be etched, at the very least. Bro, Goku has less definition. I know. I know, man. Thanks the resub Funko. The bits blend in less. That's a cool idea, Blend. It looks like a turtle that rolled over on its back. That's what More Plates, More Dates was saying. That's just such an accurate description of what his abs fucking look like. But yeah, we'll get into this deeper once I watch this whole video on it and become a little more knowledgeable. And I really do think Liver King comes out within the next 24 hours to talk about it, and I want to see his side, because this is damning stuff. Like, this is very damning stuff. But yeah, it looks like about 12K worth of HGH and other kinds of steroids and shit that have gotten him this physique. Not his primal ancestral living. Okay. I'm going to take a tinkle, fill up my water, and then I'm going to do some WoW. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, while I was tinkling, I saw something very interesting on Twitter. And this time it wasn't just more OnlyFans promotions. Check this shit out. Now, it comes from a source I legitimately couldn't have less faith in being reliable, but this is still something worth noting. So, according to Kotaku, they said after giving the same deep consideration we apply to any potential partner, this is a spokesperson for Nintendo, which I don't think that exists to begin with, but I digress. We were unable to come to an agreement with Smash World Tour for a full circuit in 2023. Nintendo did not request any changes to or cancellation of remaining events in 2022, including the 2022 championship event, considering the negative impact on the players who are already planning to participate. So they are claiming, the spokesperson that is, that Nintendo did not cancel Smash World Tour. I don't really know if I believe that, though. Would that then mean it was somehow all Alan who then told the Nintendo rep that isn't this guy to tell Smash World Tour to cancel it, and Nintendo themselves had no clue? I don't really know what this means. This is Kotaku. I think they are extraordinarily unreliable in very, very many situations. But this is worth keeping in the back of the mind. There's the Prime Schmax in Tier 1 Levia and the resub Elrid and Swag. Is the subreddit talking about this? I'm curious. Have I missed anything else in the last couple hours? Thanks to the gift sub Basic Hen. I would be far more inclined to trust the Smash World Tour statement since they'd been in direct contact with Nintendo for so long. And this is a Kotaku source, nameless spokesperson. I guess in like the most generous of interpretations of this information, what could be happening is Nintendo backpedaling and like, no, we didn't want them to cancel it. They can still do it for sure, please. That's possible, I guess, but I even find that much to be unlikely. Thanks to the resub nut. Regardless, though, I'm gonna send this to someone on the team here to see if they've seen this. Hopefully I'll get an answer during stream. Thanks for resub Lord Opia and Tier 1 Grant. in the prime Foulon. Yeah, I have seen the speedrun for Sonic Frontiers. It's still a little long for me, but I feel like it's still early and it can absolutely get faster. So, yeah, I am optimistic on that being a good speed game. I guess we'll see. Hopefully tomorrow Panda comes out with a statement. That would be ideal. Because I think it's best sooner rather than later. Thanks for the bits, Grant. And the tier 1, Grant. Legal team scrambling. Oh, they must be. They absolutely have to be. Haven't seen the new Mario movie trailer. I'll watch it like tomorrow. I don't really feel like seeing it tonight. He's a bitch cranky. No, I don't know about that cranky. That's a lot. Not something we can turn around quick. Thanks to give sub again, kid. What does Panda Global do as a company? They're an esports org, so they sponsor players, they put on events. And most recently, they had their Panda controller, which raised over $1 million on Kickstarter. But they're first and foremost an esports org. But only for fighting games. Thanks for the bits, Showtime. Thanks to the resub, Cockbite. Thanks to the resub, Pirate. When do you think you'll power trip in your org like this guy did for Panda? I don't see why anyone would ever do what this guy did. It's just like actual career suicide. Like he completely tanks the entire company, especially because this is all like it's an esports org in the fighting game community. It is all about reputation, whether or not you survive. Like it's just I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Obviously, this information was going to come out eventually. Plus, VGBC is probably the most well-respected organization in the scene. Thanks to the resub, hi, and Prime Zach. Power does weird things to people. Clearly. It clearly does. Fucking unlucky. Do you stream every day? Yeah. Thanks to the resub, much needed laughs. What do you think about Pokemon selling twice as much as Ragnarok? Not surprised, it's Pokemon, man. The game is in an unacceptable state, but like the core gameplay is still fun, so it was obviously going to sell well. Thanks to tier 1 Showtime. Pokemon just actually can't fail. You see TK Breezy look up jobs on stream? Nah, it sounds like something Breezy would do though. I do imagine most players will be leaving Panda. Unless they have some kind of crazy statement that debunks everything, but I don't see how that would be possible. What about contracts that require them to stay with the org? You can get out of like pretty much any contract, especially like esports contracts. There's so many ways of getting out of that. Like they have a ton of like I guess I can't speak for all contracts. Some of them might be really predatory, but like even the big tier 1 org contracts, like you can get out of those. Like if you're not happy with your org, they understand how bad that is for their company. Like let's say Breezy's locked into his contract, right? And he's looking up jobs on stream saying, "Man, fuck Panda. Panda fucking sucks. Jesus Christ, I can't believe what they just did here." Like having him stay on your team is a bad look for the whole company. So they would obviously just void your contract. Now they might have like a non-disparagement thing in their contracts. I'm sure some of them probably do, but I can't imagine all of them, and probably not in the fighting game community. Who's gonna take you after that? What if you say, "Man, my org sucks. This shit is so shit. It is so trash." It depends, man. If they have like a good reason for it, like everyone on Panda does, I don't think that's going to be a detriment to their career. Thanks the resub were. Some people are required to go to Panda Cup because they signed a contract. Yeah, no, I know about that. Did you see Panda's tweet? Oh, you're talking about the fake Panda? The one that said we're definitely keeping the controller money, lol? Yeah, I saw. Real Panda and no one from Panda has made any statements yet. Do I think the Kotaku article is believable? No. That's why I said I don't really have a ton of faith in this article. I just don't trust the source. But I'm sure we'll know more when Panda makes a statement, which I imagine will be voice crack be sometime tomorrow. Thanks to the bits remains. This all happened because of one guy's ego. Not even an ego. It happened because of one guy's greed. He was very greedy and wanted a monopoly on it. Hey, well, thanks again, kid. Have a great night. What's going to happen to the players sponsored by VG Bootcamp like AMSA? VG Bootcamp's not going away. Like they've lost the Smash World Tour, and also Glitch Double Down are also canceled, but it's not like that whole company is folding or anything. Like they're not dead. Unless of course the shutting down all grassroots tournaments is a real thing that Nintendo does, then every org is dead except Panda. But we don't know if that's going to be true or not. Cody Schwab, a member of Panda, tweeted about it. No, I'm talking about like the actual like high staff at Panda. Obviously, the players are talking about it, man. Of course, I saw IBDW talking about it. Toph just said on stream that Golden Guardians was going to make a video flying out the top 10 players for the PGR. 2 weeks out, Panda told them they had to pay $50K to put this event on. Yikes! Jesus Christ! Holy shit! What an asshole! What an like, how would he think this information wouldn't come out? That is the fourth org that has the exact same story about Panda, more specifically Alan. There's the bits lame. Yep, I was already talking about Liver King. I just need to watch more plates, more dates video on it first. I guess he thought people would think his claims have authority and never question it. I guess. I have no idea. Things a bit cranky. Do I think there'll be an apology video? No. I don't know Alan super well. My guess, though, based on this behavior, he's going to come out with something like the truth, or it's time you know what really happened, and use all kinds of deflectionary techniques to placate all of this. That's my guess. I don't think he's going to own up to it or take any responsibility or shed any real light on the situation. Apologizing to the internet is never good. Well, I mean, the only thing he should say is, yep, I was a douchebag. Sorry. Also, I'm leaving Panda. Again, assuming all of this is 100% accurate, which there is a lot of evidence to suggest it is now, I mean, that seems like the only course to save Panda's reputation. He'll have to step down. Thanks, Resubstone. You gonna make a YouTube vid summarizing this? Yeah. I'll post that tomorrow. Probably post it in the morning. Y'all put everything in a box. Is that referring to this situation? Because it's not putting everything in a box. It's a very legitimate concern because one of the statements made by the Nintendo correspondent said that the days of grassroots are behind us. Or I guess, to be more accurate to what was actually said, is those times are gone. Referring to running tournaments grassroots without the official licensing from Nintendo. Like, that's not putting everything in a box, and this is all the result of one man from Panda going on a power trip. It's nothing about putting that in a box. It's just like a legitimate concern and a real problem caused by that guy. It's going to have to be like some kind of crazy information that Alan drops if he has like any level of defense. Because I just can't imagine. I don't even know what it would look like. Thanks for resub death. Isn't Kanye running for president again? Yeah. But this time it's so much weirder. He's got Milo Yiannopoulos and fucking Nick Fuentes. It is so goofy. It's so fucking weird. Especially Milo. Milo, the guy that said sometimes it's good for 14-year-olds to get fucked by adult men. And that's part of his goddamn team. So unreal. Why is everyone saying, huh? How do you guys not know that? That's why Milo got canceled in the first place. He went on this binge about why it's okay sometimes for, child abuse or molestation like that, because he told a story about the time that he fucked an adult man when he was 14 and it made him stronger. How do you guys not know this? That's the whole reason Milo fell off, because everyone's like, wow, that's fucked. Thanks, Resub Crunchy. That's not politics. That guy's just like an actual fucking weirdo. I'm not talking anything political. Milo's just an absolute weirdo. Now he's running like this pretend life where he's no longer a gay man. He's a man of God. And his text messages leaked where he kept calling Kanye a homosexual. And he hates Kanye because Kanye's a homosexual. And yet somehow Kanye still lets him be part of his team. I don't remember where Kaya brought that up and I looked it up and I can't remember where that was. Let me see. About the text messages from Milo to his assistant or whatever. Here it is. Leaked DMs reveal Kanye West's manager Milo Yiannopoulos had been calling Kanye a homosexual before teaming up with him, calling him pathetic and threatening to kill him for being gay. And then it's just a dump of all the messages. The source might not be like 100% reliable, I guess, but that sounds like some real Milo Yiannopoulos shit. This is a tier 1 Wesley. There's a new Smash World Tour statement just now. From where? On VG Bootcamp? Where are you seeing that? On Smash World Tours account. I don't think they have a dedicated account. Oh, they do actually. Wait, I forgot they do. Let me see. 2 minutes ago. A short follow-up regarding Nintendo's response. Okay, so this is fucking fresh. I wonder if it's about the, what? Here. It is about the Kotaku thing we just pulled up. Didn't expect to address this, but Nintendo's response via Kotaku has been brought to our attention, and that's what I already showed. We're unsure why they're taking this angle, especially in light of the greater statement and all that it contains. And then here's the original statement. We received this statement in writing from Nintendo shortly after our call. It is Nintendo's expectation that an approved license be secured in order to operate any commercial activity featuring Nintendo IP. It is also expected to secure such a license well in advance of any public announcement. After further review, we found that Smash World Tour has not met these expectations around health and safety guidelines and is not adhered to our internal partner guidelines. Nintendo will not be able to grant a license for Smash World Tour 2022 or any Smash World Tour activity in 2023. To be clear, we did not even submit an application for 2023. The application was for 2022. Nintendo, including all 2023 activity, was an addition we were not even expecting. In our call that accompanied this statement, we asked multiple times if we'd be able to continue to operate without a license as we had in years past with the same unofficial understanding with Nintendo. We were told point blank that those times are over. They followed up the call with their statement in writing again, confirming the 2022 championship and 2023 activity were in the exact same boat. I trust that far more than the Kotaku source. Is a tier 1 bong hit. Yeah, I guess we'll see. One thing's for sure, Smash World Tour is not happening anymore, which is an absolute shame. And Panda Cup is going to eat absolute ass, so that's not like a good replacement. Fucking ruin that whole thing. Yikes. All good, Dragnell. That is very sad. If they want to take this stance, though, then how about Nintendo tomorrow come out and say, actually, there was a misunderstanding. Smash World Tour Championships should continue as planned. And then they just reschedule the date. I'm sure players, while they will have lost a lot of money, will appreciate the chance to continue to compete at that level in that tournament. If this really is how they feel. But this, I think, is absolute nonsense, considering this is what Nintendo's actual stance was during their conversation. Do you think it's them backtracking after the pushback? No, I think this is just blatantly lying. Like, I think whoever they talk to here has no fucking clue what they're talking about. I don't know who Kotaku got in contact with, but I don't trust the source at all. Thanks for the resub, Tom. What's with Nintendo making these garbage ass decisions? This was a decision that was pushed upon them by Panda, Alan from Panda. At least that's how it seems. With all the information and evidence we have right now, it seems to be Alan that did this. Don't understand how Alan made them do this though. Are you just tuning in? Because I went over the whole thing. Many tournament organizers confirmed what VGBC put out about Alan making threats about shutting down tournaments, and now even going as far as to shut down Smash World Tour, which was a threat he made to Beyond the Summit. He's been running it like a protection racket. Isn't Smash big for Moist Esports? Yep, it's where we got our start too. I love that community. I love that scene. And the whole future of it's in jeopardy from one guy's greed. Well, one guy's greed and one company's out of touch, archaic practices. Imagine this kind of drama happened in a League or Counter-Strike tournament. Oh my god, the community would lose their shit. If it happened in Counter-Strike in particular, Counter-Strike has like a tournament every hour. If all of a sudden Valve's like, actually, we're going to step in, but we're only doing one major a year. So all the other ones, get that shit out of here. We're gonna do the one Valve major a year, and all of the other ones, illegal. That'd be the end. That'd just be the end. But Gaben stays winning. I mean, I think Valve could be doing a lot more for Counter-Strike Pro Scene. It would be nice if they were like a little more involved in like supporting everything, but I mean, yeah. As far as it could be worse, as far as esports go, it could be Nintendo. Thanks to the resub, Canalia and Kermit. Think they'll ever release a new Counter Strike? I hope not. I don't see why they would. I never agree with releasing a sequel for the sake of a sequel. That just doesn't feel worth it to me. Like a League of Legends 2, no point. Counter Strike, Universal Offensive, don't see the point. Just keep building upon the already like amazing game that you've got. There's just no reason. Yeah, Overwatch 2 didn't need to be a sequel. Could have just been an update. I just don't see the point. Just build it. You don't need to like make it a sequel. Is it Prime Joven? Destiny 2 is a little different. Didn't they make Destiny 2 because they actually ran out of space for Destiny 1? So they needed to start fresh because they legitimately couldn't put anything more into Destiny? I heard it was also pushed because of Activision. I guess that's possible too. Can't really say since I'm not. I just don't remember. Thanks to the resub prone. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I gotta get up early as well. Alright, everyone, thanks for tuning in. All the new subs, welcome aboard. Sub means a lot. Enjoy those emotes. I will see you all tomorrow. Hope you have a great rest of your evening. Sleep well, everyone.